Hello, gorgeous girls and beautiful boys, men and women. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Temili Kolayo, and I am a product manager. And what do we do on this channel? We'll talk about product management. We talk about everything product management, especially if you're an entry level product manager and you are thinking of pivoting or you've already pivoted into product management, or even if you've been doing product management but there are some things that are not entirely clear to you, right? So we have this channel to help each other. In fact, me too, I'm also still learning, right? So yes, that is why we have this channel to talk about product management, the ups, the downs, the in between, the surroundings of product management. All right, so last week I had a video tutorial on vibe coding, and I hope that video was really, really helpful to some of you that have been thinking of how to build products. Well, build products, see things before it gets to engineering. I hope the video was really, 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 really helpful to you guys. Yes. So today we are going to be talking about hardware product management. So most of the videos that I've created will really dealt with software product management. If you understand what I mean, like software as a service or building mobile applications, right? But today we are going to be talking about hardware product management. That is building physical products in digital world. I know that there was one of my video where I mentioned the difference, but I really did not go into it. The difference between hardware product management and software product or digital products, right? So today we are going to be talking about it. So we are just going to be talking about the difference between your typical software as a service dashboard or your mobile application. So we are talking about hardware product management, where your decisions don't just affect pixels on a screen, but actual physical objects that people hold. So most times these products people also hold them, they use them, and sometimes throw across the room when they don't work. So I have like two physical products here with me. This is actually a Bluetooth speaker, and this is an AirPods. This is from Oraimo, and this is from, I don't know, but I got it as a gift. Some, I think it was part of some things that was inside my tote bag. So this is actually what is this one again? This is a speaker, a Bluetooth speaker, and this is an AirPods. They are both physical products. Now they can actually be physical products and I mean hardware products, right? And also digital products. For example, I have this headset from Oraimo that has a mobile application. So it's a physical product, but I can control it using the mobile application. So there are products like that they have like physical products that you can hold, and they also have like a mobile application that you can use to control the device, right? But we are talking about this type of products today. So if you've ever wondered what it takes to build the next airport, Peloton bike, or even a smart toaster, like things in the house. In fact, some of you don't know that hardware products could even be your earring because you are using it. Okay, what if that earring, probably the pin is too sharp or something? You can complain about it. They are hardware products, but we are so used to digital product that we don't see some things in our house as hardware products, because yes, the world that we live in, right? So stick around, we are going to be talking about all of those. So this is going to be really, 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 really fun. I ensure that I broke down into simpler forms so that we understand. So, what is hardware product management? So, let's start with the basics, right? Hardware product management is the art and science of bringing physical products to life. You know, when we go to school, they always say it's the art and the science. So, me too, I decided to put it in my definition today. So, it is the art and science of bringing physical products to life from concept to the customer's doorstep. From concept in that tiny room where we do brainstorming, how is this thing going to look like, what's the design, what's the shape going to look like, and all of those, till when customer go online to place order for that product and it is delivered to the customer. So that is hardware product management. So unlike software product management, you can push an update at 2 a.m. to fix a bug. A hardware product manager's life, it is actually very, very different. So hardware PM, they live in a world where mistakes get shipped in buses, right? Stored in warehouses and sometimes recalled from thousands of homes. No pressure, right? In fact, if I don't enjoy these airports, I can tell them at Oraimo that, you know what, this thing is not good. And if it's still within the warranty period, I can send it back to them to either change it or fix it. Do you understand? So here is what makes hardware product management unique. The first one is physical constraints are real. They are very, very real. I can see what I am not fine with. I can see what I am not comfortable with in that product, right? So you can't just add a feature with a few lines of code. Want to add a new sensor, that requires space, right? Power, new suppliers, retooling the manufacturing line, and probably 3 months of delay. Can you see that it is different from software, right? Now another one is long development cycles. Software moves in sprints. We have sprint planning and all of that. Hardware moves in marathons. We are thinking 12 to 24 months from concept to launch. That is what we are talking about. So your MVP is not minimum viable, it is manufacturing viable. Have you designed the right thing? Is it working as expected? You are doing manufacturing viable, not minimum viable products, right? So higher stakes, a software bug, you push a patch, right? Oh, for example, if I have like a bug on any of my device, I can reach out to my developer and tell them that, guy, this thing, there is a bug here, and they will quickly fix it, right? Now, you might be looking at a recall, inventory write-offs, and some very uncomfortable conversations with your CFO. That is the higher stake with you saying, okay, there is a bug on this. But here's the exciting part, right? When you get hardware right, you create something tangible that becomes part of people's daily life. So it is actually very, very rewarding. Like you see, it's just like software. But I feel like if I should step outside and I see somebody holding a product that I worked on, I'll be so happy about it. It is not, I don't know. The feelings are the same, probably different, yeah. But yeah, so the hardware PM skill set, what you need to know, the skill set that you need to have as a product manager that is working on hardware products. So, what are some of those things? You need technical depth. It matters more. You don't need to design the circuit boards yourself, right? But you better understand the trades off between Bluetooth 5.0 and 5.3, or why your industrial designer wants to use aluminium instead of plastic. So you are constantly translating between electrical engineers, mechanical engineers, firmware developers, and manufacturers who speak different languages. So that's what you are going to be doing. And also supply chain thinking. You have to start thinking about supply chain. So in software, yeah, your supply chain is AWS server. That is like everybody, we know where to go to, right? So your supply chain is AWS servers. In hardware, it is a complete and complex web of component suppliers. So we have contract manufacturers too, we have logistics partner, we have the ever present threat of a shipping container stuck in the in the sea or whatever. So you need to think 6 months ahead about component availability and pricing. Now the next one is cost modeling obsession. So every decision has a dollar sign. Yes, we are in Nigeria, Naira is but if you are buying from abroad, you know it's dollar you'll be using. So every decision has a dollar sign. That nice to have feature, it adds $2.47 to your bill of materials. Multiply that by 10,000 or 100,000 units, and suddenly you are explaining why your margins drop by 15%. So it is a very, very risky field to go into. And also there is also regulatory knowledge, FCC certification, CE marks, ROHS compliance, safety testing. Hardware PMs need to navigate a maze of regulations that software PMs never think about. We also have our own part in software product management, right? But those are some of the things they need to like ensure is sticked. Like there are yeses on all of those regulatory, from all of those regulatory bodies rather. So you ship a product without the right certification, it sits in custom while your launch date comes and goes. Because if custom does not clear you, where are you going? And there might be thousands of organizations that have already logged theirs probably months before yours. So you can see now what is the hardware development process. So let's walk through how hardware products actually get made. So let's do this. Now this is where dreams meet physics. You are working with industrial designers on form factor, with engineers on technical feasibility, and with finance on whether this whole thing makes economic sense, right? So the quick questions are, can we actually build this? Will it cost $50 or $500? What technology exists today versus what we were betting will exist in 18 months, right? You need to compare all of those things. And this phase ends with a killer prototype that executives love showing off, but that costs like $10,000 per unit to make. So you need to understand all of those things. Now, the phase two is design and engineering. That one is like months 3 to 12, right? So this is actually where the grind is. Your engineering team is designing everything from the PCB layout to the injection molded plastic housing. So you are making hundreds of micro decisions that will haunt you later. Now, can we say 50 cents by just using a smaller battery? You want to start looking at cutting cost and everything. Sure, but now your product lasts 4 hours instead of 6, and your reviewers will destroy you for it because you are trying to micromanage the whole thing. You are trying to save on cost. You are not trying to give the essential ingredients sort of to your product, and now it's not giving what it should give. Right now, the one that you are building EVT, that is like engineering verification test, right? Then the design verification test, and each iteration reveals new problems you never anticipated. So the Wi-Fi antenna, that one too interferes with the Bluetooth. Like so many things will just be going wrong, and wrong on that particular product. Now the next phase is manufacturing preparation. That one is like 12 to 18 months. Can you see the difference between software? We're already talking about a year before this products will come outside. But software, we can always do MVP. MVP, 6 months. We are out there. We are testing with customers. So welcome to the moment where theory meets factory floor, right? We are traveling to this place, from this country to this country. We are moving across states, working with contract manufacturer to set up production lines, and discovering that what worked perfectly in your lab doesn't work at scale. It's just your lab. It's a small place, but when you throw it out into the public, it's not doing as expected, right? So you are ordering two for injection molds. Each one costs like 50,000 and 200,000 and takes like 8 weeks to make. So you make a design change now, that's another 100K. So it is just a lot of effort, and it is just consuming a lot of things. It's not even your time, it's consuming resources, right? Now the fourth one is production and launch. That one is like from 18 to 24 months. That's like 2 years already. That's like 2 years already, right? So the factory is running, components are flowing. Your first production run of 10,000 units is underway, and inevitably, right, something goes wrong just when you think that everything is working very well. So maybe the supplier shipped the wrong USB connectors, maybe the factory assembled 2,000 units backward, maybe a key component went on allocation and you need redesign around it in 2 weeks, right? So you are managing crisis after crisis while also preparing for launch. So you are doing marketing materials, you are doing retail relationship, you are doing customer support training, you are doing warranty process and repair logistics, all of that. Funny enough, it might just be just one product. You see, in that period, and people have shipped, they've launched like three three applications already. They've launched like three applications, but you are just on one product. That's why you see that most times, for example, now we have iOS 26 from 18, I guess. You know how long that took, right? Because they need to do so many things, although that one is even software shit. But compared to when you are doing shipping, that's why you do have iPhone, something every year, because they are trying to build those products. If it was just software updates now, 2 months, it is out there. You have a notification that you should update your software shape. Now, what are the key differences between software and hardware product manager? So now, no MVPs, only FVPs. In software, you can launch a basic version and iterate based on feedback. In hardware, you get just one shot. Just one shot. I've seen product that went out, and after few months, they are no longer in the market because something just happened and they just had to like recall all of those products. So you can't ship a beta wireless earbud and ask user to tolerate the occasional electrical shock. Like you cannot do that. Your first version needs to be fully viable, not minimum viable. It cannot be minimum. See, it has to be fully viable. So inventory is destiny. Software scales infinitely, right? So hardware requires you to bet on demand months in advance. Order too few units. You know what that means? You sold out for 3 months while customers buy from competitors. Because you really cannot. You can't. It's so crazy because you don't even know the product that will do very well. In fact, you people can test in your office, and once that product is launched, you just see so many comments, and you'll be like, "Ah, this thing did not go through QA. It actually did, though. They tested it, but then so when you now order too many, right? What is happening? You are sitting on $2 million of inventory that's depreciating in a warehouse. So the updates problem too, software PMs push updates constantly. Like I just used the Apple example. Hardware PMs might release firmware updates, but you can't fix a physical defect remotely. You cannot. I except like I said, if it has like a software application, right? But even at that, maybe is the hardware that will connect to my ear. Is it the soft, the application that, for example, I've seen some things that I feel like should be added to the Oraimo application, but it's not the product itself. So even if they want to fix anything, it is the application. Except when they collate all of those feedback, they put it in the backlog so that the next release, those things that you've mentioned, maybe they will come with the next version, right? So that product is stuck with it forever. That is just it. Now, longer feedback loops. Software PMs get user data in real time, right? Hardware PMs wait months to see if user actually like the product, if it breaks after 6 months of use, or if it causes unexpected problems in real world conditions. Now, what are the everyday realities? So, what does a hardware product manager actually do day to day? So, let me paint you a picture. Monday morning, what they do is we are reviewing yield rate from the factory. 94% of units are passing quality control. That sounds good until you realize that 600 defects units, like there are defective units per 10,000. Like you have 10,000 products out and 600 already, there are defects on it. You say it's small. My dear, it's not small because it is customer telling others not to buy. You see the next version you are releasing, people already have thrown the words around that, oh, this one that they bought, oh, is not good, is not good, is not good. So each one costs you like $85. You see that 600 now, calculate how much it will cost that company to, if all of those 600 people they return it back to the organization, it's going to cost $85 times 600. Bring out your calculator and let's do that together. So you're on a call with manufacturing, figuring out if it is a supplier issue or just an assembly problem, right? The Tuesday, what do you do on Tuesday? Your industrial designer wants to change the product's corner radius for aesthetic reasons. This one sounds simple, right? But except it requires new tooling, right? It affects drop test results and changes the packaging dimensions and delays production by 3 weeks. You are playing chess, calculating 6 moves ahead. You see, because the packaging that they've already sent out that we should use, maybe the new design, you've now expanded it, it will not fit into that box again. Do you know what is going to happen? You have to go and redo all of those tiny cute little box that you said you are going to use for that particular product, right? On Wednesday, what are you doing? So a key component just went on allocation. Your supplier can only deliver 50% of what you ordered, and the alternative part requires like a board redesign. So you are frantically calling other suppliers, considering design changes, and preparing to tell your VP of products that the launch might slip. Exactly. So that is what is happening. Then on Thursday, there is focus. Can you even do focus group on Thursday? Can you do that? But yes, you have to do it, Abby. So there is focus group time on Thursday. Users love the product but says it feels too heavy. Your engineer explains that removing weight means a smaller battery or cheaper materials, both of which compromise the core functionality. So you are negotiating trade-offs that would define the product success. Should we reduce the battery so that customers, they will only use this product, we only serve them for 4 hours, while there is another product the same size, the same size, and they can fit in a battery that will serve me for 8 hours. Please tell me, which one am I going to go for? I'm going to go for the one that will serve me for longer hours than your own that will just serve me for few hours, right? So now on Friday, what do you do on Friday? Good news, yippee, we've gotten to the end of the week. Some of us, when we wake up on Monday like this, we're already thinking of more, let Friday come, let Friday come. So Friday is here, right? What are you using? So your DFM, that is design for manufacturing analysis, came back, and you can reduce assembly time by 30% with a clever design change. That saves like $4 per unit. So you can save like $4 per unit. You just became your finance team's favorite person. But guess what? That might affect some other things on that product. That product, you feel like, oh, you saved money. But if you are not careful, some things might break in that particular product. Do you get? So now the beautiful challenge is that you might be thinking, oh, why would anyone choose this type of pain? Why am I going to put myself? I'm a soft queen. Why do I have to go through that type of life? So here's why hardware PM is actually incredible. Like I said, there's always satisfaction, right? So there's tangible impact when you are doing hardware. I'm not saying that it's not, there's nothing like that on software. I'm just talking about hardware for now. So there is tangible impact. So why would anyone choose this plan? Of course, there is tangible impact. Now you are creating something physical that people touch, use, and love. So there is something deeply satisfying about seeing your product on someone's desk. Let me just walk into your office and I can see my product and you know that I worked on that product. I'm like, oh really? Oh, this product no make sense. So hey, and I said that I want the product. So are in their hand, right? So it's real in a way that an app never quite is. Yeah, application. But when I see it on your table, I walk into your office and I'm seeing this on your, I'll be so happy, right? And the second one is complex problem solving. So hardware PM is a masterclass in systems thinking. You are just juggling fixes, you are juggling economics, manufacturing, logistics, user experience, and regulatory simultaneously. So it's intellectually stimulating in a way that few roles are. Some roles are just. I'm not saying that your role is not peculiar. I'm just saying that it is actually very intellectually stimulating. So also the other one is that smaller teams, bigger ownership. Hardware teams tend to be leaner than software teams, right? So you are not a PM managing a feature. You are often the PM managing the product. So more responsibility, more impact, and more growth. The next one is cross-functional leadership. This one also happens in software product management, right? But you are working with a crazy diverse set of experts. You are doing like mechanical engineers, electrical engineers, firmware developers, industrial designers, supply chain specialists, and quality engineers and factory managers, right? So you become a master integrator as an hardware product management. So some of the tips for aspiring hardware PMs are: one, you need to build technical credibility first. So take online courses in electronics basics, manufacturing processes, supply chain fundamentals. You don't need an engineering degree, but you need enough knowledge to have intelligent conversations with engineers. So you see that we are not talking about developers, we are talking about engineers here. So learn the business side deeply. You need to learn the business side deeply. Get comfortable with long timelines. You see the timeline that I mentioned, we're talking about 2 years already. Embrace ambiguity and constraints. So you have to embrace, oh, this thing is too complex. Maybe it's you that said you want to become hardware product manager. So you need to understand it and also find a mentor in the industry. Find a mentor in the industry, hardware, software. You need a mentor in the industry. Also start with smaller companies or consumer electronics. So it's easier to get hands-on experience at a startup or mid-sized company than at Apple or Samsung. And please, if you get Apple or Samsung, please go for it too. I'm just saying that in case you're applying to Apple or Samsung and you did not get in, if there is another one that is in your country that you can quickly go inside, please go and start from there, sir. You learn faster when you are closer to the actual product development. Now, to wrap all of this up, I know it's not like our regular software, Jira, this, but to wrap all of this up, hardware software products, I mean product management, hardware product management is not for everyone. It is not for everyone. It is slower than software. It is more expensive and it is less forgiving of mistakes. But if you love the challenge of bringing physical products to life, or solving complex multidimensional problems, and of creating something tangible that improves people's life. I'm not saying software doesn't do that too, but we are talking about hardware today. So it's one of the most rewarding careers in product management. So the world needs more great hardware product manager. You are entering an era of smart devices, robotics, sustainable products, and wearable technology. So the physical and digital worlds are merging, and hardware product managers are the only one to make it happen. Your phone, it is hardware. There is software in it, but it is still hardware. If you don't have the phone, there is no software update that can happen. And there are some people behind the scene that are working on that hardware, that physical product that you can own. So if you are ready for the challenge, if you are ready for the challenge, just go into it. Learn the basics. Learn the basics, right? So learn. Just keep learning, right? Ask a lot of questions. Ask a whole lot of questions. And remember, every iconic hardware product you love was once just an idea in a PM's head. And what's waiting to become real? That's just it. So it's just an idea, just one that we wrote down. And guess what? You have your Apple iPhone 17 Pro Max in your hands right now, right? So thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, you know what to do. You need to hit the subscribe button, drop a comment if you are working in hardware or thinking about making the jump. And if you want me to go deeper into any aspect of hardware products management, supply chain, manufacturing, cost modeling, just let me know. And maybe we can pick that up, right? Or maybe I have somebody in Apple that I can just refer you to. You don't know. You don't know. All right, so I'm going to see you in my next video, and have a very beautiful, 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 beautiful week. Bye.